So after the last meeting, we got the telescope out to have a look at the planets. None of the car park area was flat, so the best place we found was a piece of grass. This led to the go-to functions being less than accurate. So after a couple of days of noodling some ideas, I came up with a new levelling base plate design. So the first thing to do was to measure up the base plate and see where the feet sat. I used Fusion 360 to model up the design. Then cut the 3 identical pieces and check the fit up. So it's time to clear off the welding bench. It's good to use a fixture table because then you can hold everything still and get everything as flat as possible. So yeah, I missed focus on this shot, but it looks exactly like it does when you don't wear your glasses. So the first stage of welding is just to do these end parts. It helps to minimise distortion because you're not pulling left or right. Next part is to check the fit up. Make sure it fits outside the feet. Everything looks good, so it's time to TIG out the rest of the joints. The feet are off the shelf from Bunnings, about $10 each. I also modelled some cogs to help turn the feet. Brewster Mark III took care of fabrication. I used the eyeball technique to line up the drill holes. I drilled it out to the right size and then used the tap on the drill to cut the thread. The problem was that the taps are shorter than the 50mm stock, so I had to use a long nut to align the top and bottom holes. Once it was aligned and marked, I just sent it. Testing the alignment with the full thread worked okay, wasn't too far out. That's the first print finished, took about 4.5 hours per print. Quick test measure of the parts to make sure everything will fit. You can get 0.2 mm out of the printer. Alright, time for full assembly, see how it all fits. Three points on the ground, you beauty. Time for the driveway test. I added the wing nuts just so you can lock it down once you've got it flat. The spirit level makes it pretty easy to adjust it flat, and the cogs make it easy to turn. A quick turn of 90 degrees to adjust the third foot, and we should be pretty close. Time to load up the telescope, see how well it sits, see how easy it is to get it positioned. Not too bad. Now the scope's all set up, time to do a final check, make sure everything looks okay, any final adjustments, lock it all down. It's pretty important on a Sunday afternoon after welding to stay hydrated. I thought it would be a good idea to add the battery onto the base plate. It'll reduce any trip hazards and make sure that we don't have any cable snags. Quick clean to the surfaces and some stick-on Velcro means that the battery shouldn't fall off. Time to do an alignment. When it's in the right spot, cycle the power, connect, and do an alignment to Jupiter in this case. So it's time to sort out the eyepieces, adjust the tail rad, and get everything ready for observation. I guess sometimes when things aren't working properly, you just really don't realise just how silly you're being. And then when the penny drops, you realise what you've done. Okay, now the telescope's working much better. Time to actually get focus. Get our pointing right. and select and slew to our next target, which will be Venus. Pretty good there, only some minor adjustments needed. Adjust the tail rad. Have a go for Saturn. Even the kids got interested this Sunday afternoon, which was great. Now that the base plate's really flat, the alignment was working really well. The eyepiece would go straight to the target, very little adjustment required. So all well and good for our next viewing night. The young bloke was interested in having a look as well, and even a couple of the neighbours walking past had a quick look. So the first field test was up at Bray Park, just when the weather was good. About a dozen people came. It was really nice to see the moon rise above the city like that. It's gorgeous. So that's how you fabricate a levelling base plate for your 16-inch Dobsonian. Thanks for watching. Go the NAS.